It's springtime and the garden is alive with a lot of fruits and vegetables. So sit back and enjoy a spring journey through our garden. So let's begin with all the harvests we made this month. Starting with avocados. We had the lamb Haas avocado tree growing in our garden. You can see it's a small tree, but it's a very productive avocado variety. We harvested 2 avocados this season. You can see beautiful looking avocados. And soon this avocado tree will start producing more avocados for us. Broccoli. These broccoli plants were grown in the cooler fall season. And now in the spring season, you can see that they're producing these really good broccoli heads that we are harvesting now. You can see beautiful looking broccoli heads, and we had all our broccoli growing on our raised beds. You can see a few more heads being harvested. And the beauty of the broccoli plant is that once you harvest the main head, the plant will keep producing side shoots for us to harvest for the rest of the season. But you can look at this main head of broccoli here. It's a pretty good looking broccoli head. Very fresh, very delicious. Cabbage. Our cabbages were also growing on the raised beds. You can see some beautiful heads of cabbages that we are harvesting here. Now if you grow cabbage in your garden, you will notice a problem with snails or slugs. So I highly recommend you check out my other video on how to control slugs and snails in your garden to get a much better harvest. You can see we are just removing the outer leaves, and this gives us this beautiful cabbage head. You can see 2 beautiful cabbage heads that we harvested here. And we are back in just a few days to harvest more cabbages. Once the head is firm, you can harvest your cabbage. And just look at our beautiful harvest of cabbages here. And moving on to guavas. We had a very interesting guava variety that we are growing in our garden in a container. This guava is so unique that I had to cut open one guava and show you. It is hard on the outside with red seeds on the inside, and these red seeds, that part of the center of the guava, is very sweet. The outside part is a little hard and semi-sweet. So this gives an incredible flavor to this guava variety. And if anyone watching this video knows this guava variety, please post it in the comments below. This was given to me by a friend, and I'm loving growing this guava variety at home. Peas. We were growing the shelling type peas in a container. You can see the pea plant has grown pretty big, and we got a lot of peas from this plant. Now it's very easy to grow peas in a container, and pea plants do not need a lot of fertilizer. As long as you add good quality organic material in your soil, they will produce really good pea pods. Pea plants are capable of fixing the nitrogen from the air into the soil, and that's why they grow really easily in the cooler weather. So spring and fall are great seasons for growing peas. We mostly grow the shelling type peas, not the snap peas. And these peas are so delicious that you can just walk into your garden, harvest a few peas and eat them. They're very tender, very delicious. And from just one plant, you can get a lot of peas. Also, growing peas in a container is much more manageable, much easier than growing them in the ground or in raised beds. With this trellis that you see here, the container trellis that we have, it makes it very easy to grow and harvest peas. We'll save some of the brown or dried pods for the next season. But overall, we were very happy with how many peas this plant produced. Look at another bunch of peas here, beautiful looking peas. And you can look at our harvest here, gorgeous looking peas, very fresh, very delicious. Radish. We were growing the Korean radish on our raised beds. You can see we are harvesting these radishes here, beautiful looking radishes. The Korean radishes are quite big in size. They look quite good, and they taste very pungent and delicious as well. If you like pungent radishes, you should grow the Korean radish variety. These are super easy to grow. They don't grow long roots, but they make up for it by having roots that have a wider girth So you can see the radish bulbs are quite big, although they are not long. So you can use quite a lot of radish after you harvest these radishes. You can look at our beautiful harvest of Korean radishes here. Spinach. We were growing the Indian spinach in various parts of our garden. This one is growing right next to a flowering plant in a container. And spinach grows very easily. We are using the cut and come again method of harvesting the spinach here, where we are just harvesting the leaves from the side and letting the plants grow back, producing more leaves. For most home gardeners, this is a really good way to harvest spinach. You don't have to take the whole plant out. You can look at our spinach harvest here. We were also growing the Indian spinach on the raised bed. You can see that as the weather is warming up, the spinach plants have begun to bolt or go to flower and seeds. You can still keep harvesting the spinach plants and leave a few to go to seed, so you can save it for the next season. And this is another harvest of our Indian spinach. White turmeric. So we planted some white turmeric last year. This was our first time growing white turmeric. We just bought some turmeric rhizomes from the grocery store and planted them, and they grew pretty well. Now I'm not expecting a huge harvest because we just planted a small tuber or a small rhizome last year, but you can see it has multiplied very quickly into multiple rhizomes. And it's always a good idea to dig around and see if you have any more tubers. You can look at our soil. It's rich in organic matter. It has a lot of sand. This is a good quality sandy loam. So if you're wondering how sandy loam looks like, this is it. So we'll replant these rhizomes for the next year to get even more rhizomes in the upcoming year. And now let's take a tour of the garden, starting with the raised beds. In our first raised bed, we have some chili peppers. These are the cayenne chili peppers from last year. We have tomatoes. These are single stem tomatoes that we are planning to grow this year. There are some cabbages and cauliflowers from the winter season. And we just planted some potatoes, seed potatoes, in this side of the raised bed. Moving on to the next raised bed, we have some peppers. These are the green bell peppers, looking pretty good. We left some space for bush beans in between, and we have some eggplants that we planted, followed by some more single stem tomatoes, 2 of these. There's an overwintered chili pepper plant there as well. And in the next raised bed, we have some carrots, looking pretty good. Some more peppers and eggplants that you see here. And then we have some cilantro and some more carrots here that are just finishing up. In the next raised bed, we have some peppers. These are the green bell peppers. You can see the peppers being formed now, followed by this tomato that we are growing as a 2-stem tomato plant. We have the millionaire eggplant. We have some more tomatoes here yet to be staked. These are our beets that are growing well. We have some onions that we planted in the fall. And in the last raised bed, we have some taro plants that are growing well. We have the black beauty eggplant. We also have our broccoli plants that are doing good, followed by some more beets, some more broccoli, and the ivy gourd plant on the back is still a little dormant, and that completes the tour of our raised bed garden. Let's move on to the containers. In the first container, we have our 4-in-1 apple tree, looking pretty good as you can see here. We planted some flowers around it. The firecracker plant is just beginning to grow back up during the warmer season. We have our Thai chili pepper plant, looking pretty good. We have our tree chili that's overwintered. This is the December flower plant, followed by tomatoes. We have 2 tomatoes grown as single stem tomatoes. We have our patio baby eggplant that's overwintered from last year. And then this is the black cobra chili pepper plant, followed by the holy basil plant. We finally have our fig tree that's looking good. And I wanted to show you some mangoes. This is the little gem mango. You can see a lot of flowers here, looking pretty good. And we also have our Malgoba mango that's flowering like crazy. Hopefully we'll get some mangoes this year. Look at all those flowers. They look beautiful and they smell amazing. I also quickly wanted to show you these dual colored roses that we have. You can see a yellow rose followed by a red rose, both on the same plant. You can see both the yellow roses and red roses. And you can easily do this by grafting different colored roses onto the same plant. And now let's look at our containers on the other side. We have our tomato plant, single stem tomato again, growing in one container, followed by our spinach plant that's looking good. We have two overwintered eggplants, the thorned eggplant as well as the Indian eggplant, followed by our potato plant. There's just one potato remaining in this pot, which we haven't harvested yet. And we are yet to plant something in the next two containers. This is our turmeric. It's completely ready for harvest. We just have to harvest the tubers. And our ivy gourd plant is showing some signs of growth, although it needs slightly warmer days to grow well. Our mint plant is looking really good. This is a sweet mint plant. And these are our taro plants that are looking okay. We have a flowering plant that's growing in the first pot, followed by our green peas. You can see that it's way overgrown now. There are some peas still to be harvested. Followed by our hummingbird tree, which is looking okay now. Followed by our longevity spinach plant. This is our Indian gooseberry tree. Followed by the jumbo orange tree. We have the millionaire eggplants growing in this container, looking pretty good now. Followed by our carrots that are looking okay. You can see pretty big carrots being formed. We will harvest them soon. And that completes the tour of our containers. And there we have it. Give us a big thumbs up if you liked this episode. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments box below. We'll see you again soon. Happy gardening.